Hi everyone, I am Kamal and welcome back to the brand new series of AI product engineering and in continuation to the Python playlist which is essential Python for AI product development. We are at video number 16 or chapter number 16 on module 3 which is all about operators. The first topic of module 3 is arithmetic operators. So we are going to understand about those arithmetic operators. Most of the operators, guys, you are aware about those things, so it will be kind of quick revision, but there are certain operators, like floor division and the modulo. So the internal functionality you need to understand, right? So without further delay, let's get started. All right, so in terms of the agenda of this video, we are going to understand about all 7 arithmetic operators, guys. Okay, so there are 7 types of arithmetic operators that we are going to learn inside the this video. And we are going to understand about the differences between slash and the double slash. Slash for the division, and this is for, I mean, a kind of operator, I would say, which we are going to see in practically, basically, right? Because when we are when we are dividing with the help of this operator, it returns the nearest floor value, basically, right? And again, it depends upon we are operating this operation on the integers or the floats. Accordingly, its behavior changes. So that is something we are going to see in a more practical manner, step by step. Okay, all right. Then we are going to understand about the modulo operator. This is something important because we would have seen the example of real-time example of the finding the even numbers, right? So this operator is pretty much handy. So this is nothing but, I mean, the remainder operator when we divide something, right? And we'll see if there is some remainder is coming or not. So that is something it returns as the output. Then there is another powerful operator as asterisk, asterisk, double asterisk. So it provides you those mathematical operations like 2 to the power of 2, right? 2 square kind of thing. So 2 then followed by 2 asterisk 2, it will provide the 4. So this kind of mathematical operation also we can perform. So that kind of mathematical operator support is also provided inside the Python. That is the whole idea. Okay. Okay. All right. Go to the next slide. So here we are going to understand about the 7 arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are pretty much common. That's what I was talking about. Then there is a floor division. This is again a kind of division only, but see, let's go through one by one. Addition, 7 plus 3, it will return 10. 7 minus 3, it will return 4. Then 7 multiplied by 3, it will return 21. And in the division, 7 divided by 3, it will be always a float number like 2.33 something it will be returning. Then for the floor division, 7 divided by 3, right? 3.5. Then since it is the floor division, then it will reaches out the nearest floor value. So sorry, it is not 3.5. 7 divided by 3, it will be around 2.33 something, right? That's what. And then it will be reaches to the nearest whole number, right? Or we are going to round it up to the nearest whole number, so it will return as a 2, right? That's what it's telling as a part of floor division operation. Then in the modulo operation, this is nothing but a remainder operation. When we are dividing 7 by 3, then in that case there will be one remainder because it will 3 to the 6, right? Then 3 to the 6, then there will be 1 as a reminder because 6 is something it is totally I mean divided with 3 with no with 0 reminder, but there will be I mean additional value, right, which is left. So 1 will be acting as a reminder here when we are dividing 7 with 3, right? So it is going to return 1 as a reminder. That's what this modulo reminder operators is telling us. Then there is also provision of I mean computing the numbers with the capability, with the capability of the exponents. Like it enables you to calculate 7 to the power of 3, right? We are multiplying 7 3 times, right? So the output will be 343. That kind of operation we can also do. So mathematically it is equivalent to 7 to the power of 3, right? I hope these things are pretty much clear, and it is a kind of quick revision for most of you guys. Okay, all right. So let's talk about this difference between slash and the double slash operation. This looks like the division operations only. Typically this is the division operator only, but this is the floor division kind of operator you can consider. 7 divided by 2, it will be 3.5, a float value, because Python always as a part of division it will return a floor values only, sorry, float values only. Then 7 followed by 2 forward slash by 2, right? So we are dividing 7 by 2, but this is the floor division. So what it says, as a part of typical division it will give you 3.5, but it's saying I mean it will return the nearest integer, which is 3, right? So nearest in the sense means we are reaching out to towards 0, so it will be number line 0 1 2 3 4, let's suppose, then -1 -2 -3. So it's coming 3.5 somewhere here. And when we are saying nearest, right, so direction will be this one, towards 0. However, in terms of the minus, direction will be not towards 0, in this direction only, right? So that's something we need to understand. So here the answer will be 3, but what about in the case of here? It will return -3.5, right? Then the nearest integer will be in that direction. So nearest will be like, as of now, we are here -3.5. As a part of float division, it will reach to the next integer, whole number, right? But in that direction, not in the 0 direction. So it will return -4. That's what the answer is. Then 7 by float division by 2. So when we are performing this operation, so again guys, we know that it will return 3, but the confusion is whether it will be floor or other integer. So uh, just like division operation, right, as a part of dividing two integers, it always returns the float, right? So float will be the answer. However, if there is a one number out of two numbers is a float, definitely it is going to return the decimal or float values only, right? So this is pretty much clear, equivalent to this only, right? Not this. This is equivalent to this only. Okay. No, sorry. We are talking about this floor only, right? So okay, let me get rid of confusion. So typically it will return 3.5 since this is a floor division, right? So from 3 it will attend to the nearest floor value, whole number, right? So that's why it's returning 3. And why it is 3.5? Because as a part of division, right, or whether it is floor division or any kind of division, it is going to return a float value only. Okay, I hope things are clear. Okay, all right, let's jump to the next slide. Yeah, here we are going to talk about pretty much important operator, which is modulo. Okay, this percent operation. So as a pretty much famous use case where we are going to identify whether this given number is even or odd. In that scenario, this operator, modulo operator, is pretty much handy. So we are using 10 modulo 2. There is no remainder in that case, right? If there is a no remainder, right, so it will be act as a even number. If there is a any remainder which is 1, in that case, in that scenario, the number will be odd number. That's what we can achieve with the help of modulo operator. See, the last is okay, in the bigger numbers, right, when you are dividing with 10, definitely there will be 6 as a remainder. That's what it's telling. Okay, so if there is scenario like we are using these braces as well to enclose this number, so there is a certain precedence, right, that we get. So first precedence will be given to the brackets, right? We need to resolve this dependency first. So 10 plus 5, it will be 15, then followed by modulo 12, right? So the answer will be remainder is a 3, right? That is the answer for this modulo operation. I hope this is also clear to everyone. Okay, coming to the next slide. Here we are going to talk about the power operation, right? Power, like if we want to perform this kind of operation 2 to power of 10, how we can do it with the help of the Python programming language. So for that, Python is provided the operator like double asterisk, right? Double asterisk 10. So it is equivalent to 2 to power 10, which is nothing but we are multiplying 2 to 10 times, 10 times, right? That's what you are doing a part of this computation. Talk about this. If someone will ask, just calculate the square root of this number, right? Mathematically, we use that kind of operator to compute the square root of this number. How can we achieve inside the Python? So we can use 9, then the power, here the power is 0.5, okay, because this is nothing but this. I mean, mathematically we can translate this to the this, right? So equally we can translate this to the this in Python. So half we can represent with the help of 0.5, and for the power we are using this power operator. We are using this. I hope this concept is pretty much clear. What if in the case of -3, -3 power 2? So generally it gives the impression 3 to power of 2. So we are going to multiply 3 to 2 times. So it should give 9 as an output, but that is not the case because this power over this operator gets the more precedence, right? So just like board mass rule, right? Bracket, then off, then division, then multiplication, addition, subtraction, right? So this power gets more, I mean, more precedence over the this minus operator. Okay, so this will be calculated first. So this will give you output as a 9 followed, prefix with minus. So this will be the output. The correct output will be this one. Okay, if that is the scenario, -3, then it's powering bit 2 will get the more precedent to the brackets. So here the situation will be what we are saying, we are considering this one entity -3 multiply -3, and then it's giving you 9 as output, right? That's how internally it works. I hope the explanation is pretty much crystal clear. Okay, before getting into the quick recap, let's do it practically as well through the IPython notebook, right? The lab session. So in the as a part of the lab session, we are going to understand these things practically. So guys, this is typically a division operator. 7 divided by 2, it will return a 3.5. This is the floor division. So again, it is going to return 3 as an output. We clearly understand in the theory part of today's lecture, right? So here, in the case of the minus, the nearest whole number is nothing. We cannot attain reaching towards the 0. For that, we have to follow the left direction only. Okay, so from if we are getting, by dividing, by following this floor division, we are getting -3.5. So as an output, it will reaches to the next whole number, which will be -4, not -2. Okay, I hope the explanation is pretty much clear. So here what I'm saying, here we are getting as a part of division, right? We are getting some number which is 3.5. Okay, and we are following this direction only, whether it is a positive number or whether it is a negative number, right? So it's not like that as a nearest whole number it will return the -3. Okay, it will not happen. It will, since it is following that direction, it will return -4 as output. Hope these things are clear. Okay, all right. Then the modulo, it's nothing but a remainder operator, right? So 10 modulo 2, remainder will be 0. That's what will be the output. 7 modulo 2, it will be 1. Then we are dividing this big number with 10, right? Modulo. So there will be remainder as a 6, right? Then the wrap around the clock. So we understand about this precedence, right? Brackets will get the more precedence over this modulo, and first of all that will be calculated 15 modulo 12, it will return 3. Then power, we understand 2 to power of 10, it will return this one. Then the square root, we understand 9 to power of I mean half or 0.5, it will return 3 as a square root of that number. Then we understand about this operation, -3 to power of 2, so it is not going to return 9 basically, right? So firstly it will perform this operation separately, and then it will be prefix with minus. So that is the answer. If you want the +9, in that case we have to put inside the bracket, so that it will consider this entity as a together, and then -3 multiplied by -3, it will replicate, and as output it will give 9 as output, right? Hope this lab session is also pretty much clear to you guys, right? And I hope you guys would have learned something today. So that's it, guys, from my side. I'm signing off for today, but remember, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building together. Thank you.